And welcome to Weather and Ag in Focus on this Wednesday, December 3rd. And we are looking at temperatures well below normal out there. We're in the single digits across the area. That's a good 20 degrees below where we should be for this time of the year. And we're not moving much today. We're stuck in the single digits. At least the winds will start to relax a little bit as we head towards sunset. I'm Chief Meteorologist Dean Wysocki, along with our Ag Director, Bridgette Readel, who is still down in Deadwood, I believe. Correct, Bridgette?
I am. I'll get a chance to head home tomorrow. Things should be good.
Drive safe. Might run into a few snow showers, but not looking like anything too bad. So that's good there. How's the turnout been down there?
Excellent, actually. A great turnout, but I feel like every time it snows, it only snows right here. So I'm very thankful. I'm going to go north.
Right.
Instead of going east to get myself out of here.
Exactly. And we do have snow in our forecast here as we head into the next couple of days. Now, we're not looking at a whole lot of snow, but we are looking at least a few snow showers. Not today, though. Nothing but wall-to-wall sunshine out there. It's still on the breezy side a little bit. But those, as I said, those winds will relax a little bit as we head towards evening. Highs today only between about 5 and 8, so we're not going to move much from where we're at right now. And then tonight, we'll briefly drop down to about 5 to 10 below. Then we'll see temperatures rise towards morning as winds turn to the southwest. And then a breezy day on Thursday with southwest winds at about 15 to 30 and highs in the low 20s. So any warmth will be negated by those winds tomorrow. Could see a little blowing snow in the open country as well on those east-west roads, so keep that in mind. And then a few snow showers during the day tomorrow. That doesn't look like a big deal. But then another clipper system comes our way on Friday, and that could bring us some light accumulation. I'm looking at a half inch or less, so not a whole lot out of that with temps in the 20s. And then that sets the stage for a cold weekend with highs only between 10 and 15 on the weekend. And then a better chance for measurable snow comes into the forecast as we head into next week. So we'll be watching it. We'll be keeping an eye on that as most of our models are kind of honing in on giving us some measurable precip next week. Way too early to speculate on how much, but definitely more than these little clipper systems have been bringing us. So we'll keep an eye on that. And again, that's not till next week. So Bridgette, hopefully you don't have travel next week because that looks like it could be a little trickier than this week.
Well, I would say it's going to be localized. How's that? That's a whole lot better
That's
than
better.
Some of the other
some
of the other ways this could go.
Yeah, no
so
doubt.
At least I'm going to plan for some of that.
Exactly. And don't forget, tomorrow on the Jay Thomas Show, we will be diving into our winter weather outlook using the LRC model. Gary just...
hold on. Isn't tomorrow Thursday?
I'm sorry. Goodness gracious. Thank you, Bridgette.
There you go.
I can't even keep track of the days. Good night. Yeah, Friday. I'm sorry. Friday. And Gary just put out his winter. If you're one of his subscribers, he did just put out the winter weather outlook across the United States for using the LRC. So if you're one of the subscribers, you should have just gotten that email today. You take a look at that and kind of get an idea of what this upcoming winter looks like. If you're a ski enthusiast, let's say you like going out to Colorado and Utah, boy, it's not, I mean, they can make their own snow, but there's nothing like fresh powder. And it just, boy, their ski season doesn't look to be the best this year in terms of snowfall out in the Rockies, unfortunately.
Well, that'll be one thing for folks to think about. The other will be localized. We're going to see some of this freeze happen and some ice is being formed. I think there's probably folks who are going to walk out and see if they can pop some holes here in the next couple of days and see what it looks like. Good luck to the ice fishermen.
Have you gotten any reports, Bridgette, like the thickness? Are we at 6-7 inches yet?
No.
Okay.
Just really getting started. They're going to, like I said, they'll have folks that are walking out in the next day or two to try to give that a check.
Okay.
On some of the bigger lakes. There may be some sloughs or something more shallow that could be a little thicker, but most folks haven't talked much about ice fishing yet.
Okay. Yeah, not totally safe to get out there just yet, but again, we keep up with this cold weather and that'll thicken up pretty quick.
It will change things for them. Yes, it will. And that'll be good to know. Today, for folks who are joining us here Dean's in the Coral Laundromat studio, and I am here in Deadwood. But for folks who are listening, we've got all these sporting seasons that have wrapped up. Maybe you've got some football equipment that needs to be cleaned and you do not want to do that at home. feel free to take that to the Coral Laundromat over on Veterans Boulevard. They're at 3620 Veterans Boulevard, and you can get those things dropped off, cleaned up, or even stay and enjoy yourself. Get something out of the vending machine, hang out by the fireplace, and watch a little TV while the laundry gets done. And we appreciate the work that they do for us and with us. If you are following along on Acres TV as well as Facebook and YouTube, we have the opportunity for you to see what we'll be talking about today with our guest. We're going to be joined a little bit later by Bob Armour. He is president and CMO of Growers Edge, and we'll have a chance to show their website and so forth on our live stream. Thankfully, that is sponsored indeed by Lighthouse Commodities, so follow us there. If you have questions as we visit today, the JLA Insurance phone line is 701-293-9000, and our inboxes are powered by Superior Grain Equipment. Thanks to Josh Rouser, who joined us earlier in the week to talk about what happens with Superior Grain Storage, drying, and handling solutions. You can find them superiorbins.com. But again, they are sponsoring our emails, weather or ag at flagfamily.com. Dean will also have Wednesday weather trivia for us today. Sponsored by Darter Plastics, they bring us those awesome National Weather Service approved rain gauges that you may want to take a look at, and even better, you may want to win. So be paying attention for that sometime during our hour. When it comes to what's happening in the cattle industry, well, there's been a number of things. I saw a chart yesterday from Cattle Facts that I thought was pretty telling of what was happening right now in the marketplace. And you have two trend lines. As you look at the trend line that's moving upward, you're seeing the number of pounds of beef per animal being produced on an upward trend. Our efficiency in production has gotten so much better. But on the other spectrum, you see the number of herd animals going down. And so we continue to see less animals in the herd in the U.S., but we continue to also see growth in the production as well as growth in demand. And we don't see that changing over the next couple of years, particularly with the carnivore diet. Now, everything cycles, and that will change in time. But for the most part right now, we still continue to see a lot of growth for beef. We'll see what it does over the time frame, though, that we're watching. And also, I think it's going to be important for us to think about how are we going to replace some of those animals? Are we able to actually grow our herd? Because the replacement cost on heifers buying calves is way more expensive than it was just a couple of years ago. And you also have some producers who are a little older. Average age of a farmer in the U.S. is 58 years old. Cattle producers are the same thing. And so you have producers who are thinking about retirement, maybe getting out of their herds. And as they want to sell those off, a lot of times those animals might be going to slaughter because you don't have younger folks who can afford to buy the current high-priced beef animals and increase their herd size. So a lot of twists and turns to the cattle market these days, I'm afraid. We'll see what that looks like. But overall, beef is still good. In fact, I'll probably have some for lunch today when we get to it.
That sounds good, too.
Yesterday's burgers were outstanding. I will say that. Thank you for those.
Fresh, too, I'm sure. Oh, I'm jealous.
Yep, we had bacon cheeseburgers for lunch yesterday, and I wasn't going to say no. But I did enjoy this morning sitting next to a gal who reminded me that pigs, hog operations, they've got the market or the corner on breakfast. Because if you think about it, we're all having bacon, ham, sausages. So yeah, she's not wrong. Unless you're a steak and eggs kind of person. A couple other things. The Minnesota Department of Ag has expanded their Ag Weather Network, MON, which is very similar to NDON here in North Dakota, which is the North Dakota Ag Weather Network. And they have added another station. This one's just outside of Rolog. It's in Park Township in Clay County. And that expansion really helps them move closer to their goal of providing the real-time hyper-local environmental data collected within a 20-mile radius of all ag land across the state of Minnesota. We can see great collaboration between Minnesota and North Dakota as well. When people hear us talk about NDON or MDON now, what is some of the data that comes back to us through those weather stations? Rainfall, air temps, wind speeds, soil temperatures, moistures, snow depth, solar radiation, and so much more. And this network that we use, whether it's in Minnesota or North Dakota, really helps us with estimated daily crop water use, disease risk forecasts, irrigation recommendations, and then runoff risk positions. So I think there's a lot of good of information that comes out of it. We're very happy to see the expansion of more sites in the region. So good on those guys. Excited about it. We will take a moment to hear from the American Ag Network. We'll get the livestock market update from them, and then it will be a time to visit with our guest. Again, that's Bob Armour. He is the president and CMO of A Grower's Edge. Looking forward to cruising their website, asking questions about all of the pieces of business that they do, and more when we return. Had a great conversation with Chris Sherman from Tech Support Farm this morning because I was seeing a text message that caught my attention. It said that someone tried to use my credit card. It was that the message was supposed to be a text from Gate City Bank, and that I should click a website in order to make sure that it was me. But Gate City Bank is not who I bank with. The the word bank was misspelled. The link to click had nothing to do with the bank. And so I said, Chris, it looks like this might be a scam. And he said, yes, it is. And those are becoming more and more frequent. And imagine the links and the malware and ransomware attached to your emails these days. So be concerned and give Chris a call over at Tech Support Farm and do the fence check assessment on his website to make sure that nothing bad is happening in the background for your cybersecurity. We are joined today by Bob Armour. He is with Grower's Edge. And so, Bob, let's start out with I took a little bit of a rabbit trail. I was trying to find something called farm test, and that led me to you because my understanding is you guys are now the owners of Farm Test. So, what is Grower's Edge? Tell me the background here, who you are and what you do.
Sure. Well, first of all, thanks for having me. Appreciate the invite to be here and talk about Growers Edge. So we're a financial technology company based in focused on agriculture. Our broad mission is to enable farmers and the people that service farmers, retailers, manufacturers, and lenders to reduce risk and help farmers adopt products and practices that are newer, better, but because they're newer, can introduce some level of risk into that decision process. We do that across 4 different product segments. One called Crop Plan Warranty, which is we partner with big retailers and manufacturers and enable them to wrap a warranty around the products that they're recommending to the farmers and the growers to make sure that if they do make the purchases, that they yield the same that they would get from the products that they might be used to, and they can purchase these products with a kind of peace of mind to get what they want out of that. That's one product. We have another product that supports retailers and manufacturers in standing up a turnkey input financing program, which enables small and medium-sized retailers to compete with their bigger retailers and offer their growers very competitive, easy to implement input financing. We have a software product, land intelligence software product that enables lenders to understand the risks and opportunities in their profile or in their book of business with a few clicks of a mouse to understand what's going on with their portfolio. And then we have a mortgage business that we stood up this year that is a direct to farmer financing. So we cover 4 business lines, all with the broad mission of enabling farmers to make better decisions with lower risk.
I have a lot of things that we're going to have to talk about here, Bob. Okay, so let's go back to the crop plan warranty. Is this a
Yep.
little bit like having crop insurance on the recommendations made for, say, weed control or fungicide use in crop?
So it's similar, but different.
Okay.
Similar in the sense that the warranty provides a yield kind of floor for the farmer who adopts the practices and the products that are being wrapped around that warranty. So it gives the retailer the ability to say, hey, we know that these products might be new for you this year, but we feel so strongly about them that we're willing to put a warranty against them so that if they don't produce the yield that you're used to from the products that you were using, we will pay you out on the warranty. And the way I would look at this is, you have home insurance so that if your home burns down, the insurance will cover that. You have product insurance for, say, an iPhone, and if it doesn't work right, the warranty covers that. And so
Sure.
our warranty is very product specific. If that kind of helps you understand what we do.
Well, I think it kind of does. And so let me ask this question. As someone who spent the first part of my career was in the ag input business, okay,
Okay.
if I'm using a herbicide on my field, I know that the company who manufactures it will stand behind the performance of it. And if I have concerns or questions, they'll come out as a representative and look at it.
Mhm.
How does that differ from what you offer with that crop plan warranty? Is it more focused on maybe a generic product than a brand name, or is it something over and above, almost like a crop insurance on your weed control? Does that make sense?
Sure. What it is it's sold through retailers. So we partner with the
Mm-hmm.
retailer, and the retailer has their brand associated with this warranty. So
Oh.
they may be recommending a certain seed, a certain fungicide, a certain fertilizer, whatever their recipe is that they are recommending. Um, if the farmer buys those things and uses them in the way that the retailer is suggesting to use them, the warranty says if your yield for those products that those are being used for, corn, soy, wheat, etc., if that yield falls below your historical yield, the warranty pays out based on that shortfall.
That's very helpful. Okay, so that really comes through the retailer. It's more of an add-on for them. Could a farmer do something directly with you in that regard, or you want to focus on what's happening at the retailer there?
We sell our product, or we partner with retailers and manufacturers to provide for that specific product a level of assurance that their recommendations and their products will yield the same for the farmer. So we do not sell directly to farmers, but we sell through probably of the Crop Life 100 retailers, we are probably partnered with 9 or 10 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, and where our warranty is on about 1 million acres of farmland.
And I can see how that then ties into some of the other products that you offer when it comes to mortgage and innovative financing, etc. So, okay, let me cue this up for us before we take a news break. And Bob, the question I would have for you is this. I'd like you to answer this when we return. When you talked about input financing, is that just going to be, is that through the retailer, number one? Number two, does that come to, or could the farmer do this with you? And is that financing seed, chemistry, and fertilizer? Could it include custom application? Well, we're going to need to know those things when we return. And again, our guest today is Bob Armour. He is with Growers Edge, and we are launching all sorts of questions at him. But if you have some you'd like to ask, and do that by reaching us on the JLA Insurance phone line of 701-293-9000. We'll be right back. Thanks for joining us as well as our guest today, and that's Bob Armour. He is with Growers Edge. And so, what is Growers Edge? That's what we're learning. I'm glad Bob's here to share. So, Bob, before we took a break, I brought up the innovative financing, the input financing that you have, and I had a list of questions for you. So, are you working primarily with a retailer, or is the farmer able to work directly with you for this type of financing? Tell us more how this works.
Sure. So it's through the retailer or through a manufacturer. We provide a turnkey program. So it's the platform, the information intake, the digital information intake, the scoring of the borrower, the farmer who's looking to borrow against the money to use to buy the inputs. And then it's the invoicing and everything in the back room. So the retailer gets a turnkey program. They get to put their brand on it. And then we handle all of the backroom work. And we have about 6 retailers who are using the program, and about $500 million of commitments from them in kind of place for their farmers to borrow against.
That is a great idea. I appreciate that. Now, when we were talking about the borrowing, I want to make sure to ask, can it be for seed, chemistry, fertilizer? Does it include custom application? Are there any qualifiers in there?
No, it's whatever the retailer is selling against. And if they have certain products that they're trying to provide, especially competitive financing for, they can buy down the rate to kind of 0% and make those even more attractive to the farmers. And what we're seeing this year in particular, with commodity prices being down, yields being high, there's a lot of stress with the farmers funding their operations, and this provides the retailer another service to enable them to help their farmers purchase the goods they need at the rates they need to get them at. And we're especially focused on small and medium-sized retailers who oftentimes are ignored by the larger input service providers out there. So we think we found a good niche to help with the business, and business is booming right now and for that particular product line.
And Bob, we've got a question from one of our, an email question from one of our listeners asking, ask Bob, how long has his company been around, and is his product available across the country or just localized areas?
So the company has been around for about 7 years, and the product is, depending on which product you're talking about, input or crop plan warranty, it really depends on the retailer that person may be referring to. So it is available around the country. Again, we have, 6 or so retailers who offer input financing, and we probably have 3 clients, partners who offer the crop plan warranty. And some of those clients are some of the biggest retailers in agriculture. So I guess the response would be, yes, it's available everywhere. It just depends on if you're bumping into a partner that we work with.
Right. And Bob,
absolutely.
Where do you see yourself? Where do you want to be in 10 years? 10 years. That's an often popular question. Where do you see your company in 10 years from now?
We'd ultimately like to be a full-service, agriculture-focused bank that provides a wide range of products, personalized service, digitally enabled to help farmers grow, manage, and prosper with financial products that are easy to understand and matched up with whatever their operation looks like and wherever they are on the life cycle of, say, beginning farmer to retiring farmer. We'd like to service that whole lifestyle, or that whole life track, I guess I'd say.
Bob, you made mention of a farm mortgage operating finance product as well. Can you tell us more about that?
Mm-hmm. Sure. So we recently stood up this is a direct-to-farmer product. So farmers can come to Growers Edge and we can originate mortgages for them. We offer competitive pricing through Farmer Mac and other providers of the funds. And to the original question about what our vision is there, we see, a big opportunity ultimately to be what I would call the rocket mortgage of agriculture. And what I mean by that is, a product that is fully transparent, very competitive rates, lots of different products to match up with farmers and where they are in terms of their evolution, and deliver it fast and in a way that's very modern. At this stage, we are at the very beginning. We have started originating mortgages this year, and we expect to be, probably, what's the number in my plan here? Probably 5 to 7x what we were this year.
Oh, wow. Okay. Excellent growth structure. You also have, the reason I found you was I was looking for a company called Farm Test. And Farm
Yep.
Test, from what I could read, showed me that you could be of assistance when it comes to doing on-farm research trials. So that's a
Yep.
new acquisition for you. How are you using that in the industry?
So yes, Farm Test has been a recent acquisition for Growers Edge. It's actually our second acquisition that we made in the last 12 months. Farm Test is is an evolution of our crop plan warranty. So the way that works is it enables the retailer or manufacturer to be able to offer side-by-side comparison of a test field against a trial field, and you can compare the results in real time. Our kind of traditional crop plan warranty enables comparison of this year's yields to last year's yields or to the historic yields. So this is a bit more real-time comparison, and their technology gives us the ability to offer that service to manufacturers who are maybe trying to test things in current environments at the same time.
I like where that's going, and it looks to me you can share that data. So if you're doing something back with your retailer, if you're working with your crop consultant, I like the fact that it's not just held hostage, so to speak, that it's shareable data as well, and that's important.
Yes, exactly right. And we have seen, like, again, that acquisition just happened within the last, I don't know, 5 months. And we've seen tremendous demand, especially from our manufacturing clients who have new products, who are, who want to be able to prove to farmers that their newer products are better than say a product that a farmer is using now, and they can offer this testing capability in a very easy to understand, digitally enabled way. And we see great promise in offering that ability.
Looking at your website, I also see farmland intel. So does Farm Test kind of tie into the whole farmland intel product as well?
So all of our data kind of powers all of our solutions. Farmland Intel is a website where people can go to farmlandintel.com and get a valuation of a specific property or a specific field through our automated valuation model. So it's sort of a Zillow, if you will, for farmland. But all of the data that we have that, kind of powers crop plan warranty, that helps us understand how to underwrite borrowers, is all connected and powers each of our services.
Tell you what, there's a whole list of services on the website, and there's a lot of things that you're tying in together that really just make sense. So I found the website, but Bob, if people want to look at that or reach out to you more directly, how can they start to find out more information about what you're doing at Growers Edge?
All sorts of ways, and I would love for people to do that. So growersedge.com is our website. You can reach me directly at bob.armour, ARMOUR, at growersedge.com. But find us. You can find us on LinkedIn. I think you can see a kind of a little screenshot of our website right now. But if you are a manufacturer of farm products, you are a retailer, you are a farmer who's looking for a mortgage, you are a lender, a banking institution, a farm credit who wants to understand their portfolio better, we have services that can help all of those customer types. And we love our customers. We would love more customers. And please feel free to reach out to me directly or through the website. And we would love to partner and service you.
Thanks, Bob. I really appreciate you answering all the questions about the various products that you have, because there's a long list.
There's a long list. I appreciate the time and energy you all put into having me here. And if I can return the favor somehow, I'm happy to do so, Bridgette.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Bob. And when we come back, we will have our chance for you to win one of our beautiful Darter plastic rain gauges with today's weather trivia. We'll have that and a couple of ag topics when we come back. Don't go anywhere.
Folks, we appreciate you joining us today, because you're going to be just in time for our Wednesday weather trivia. Now, when you call in, and you don't have to dial yet, Dean hasn't even asked you a question. But when you call in, you have the opportunity to win one of our National Weather Service approved rain gauges, not only for rainfall, but also great when it comes to snowfall as well. And those are made for us by Darter Plastic Industries. And you will be able to go and find those at our lobby during the 8 to 5 business hours and pick that up after you win. So, Dean, are you ready for trivia today?
Absolutely. All right. So this kind of has to do with weather. It's a weather-related trivia question. And if you grew up in Chicago or the Chicagoland area like I did, you'll know the answer. So during the blizzard of 78, or during the blizzards in the 60s and 70s, notably 67 and then the 78, 79 season in Chicago, people, after they plowed the streets, after the city came by and plowed the streets, you had to park on the street. So what did the Chicagoans use to secure their parking spot after the city plowed the streets?
Snowmen.
That would work too. What did and it's genius, and I remember this, and there was a big news story on it, and because people were stealing each other's parking spots. So what did the fine citizens of Chicago use? And there's a couple of answers. There's a couple of correct answers. What did the fine citizens of Chicago use to secure their parking spots?
What year was this again?
But wait
This
a
was in
minute.
the late 70s. Late 78,
Okay, but
79.
wasn't everybody just driving like Yugos and Pintos anyway? So it's not like you
Oh,
couldn't stack
jeez.
3 of them in a regular spot.
No, man, we had the Griswold station wagons back then. I mean, so you need
Come on, it was we had the whole gas inflation wars situation. I mean, I figured everybody
not in
just bought tiny
Chicago,
cars by that point.
right?
Well, here's your gremlin. Go park that somewhere else.
Right. But no, a lot of people, you had to park on the streets of the city of Chicago and in the neighborhoods. I'm talking in the neighborhoods. And, a lot of people just took each other's parking spots, and there were very limited spots on the street. But the fine citizens of Chicago kind of, got this idea, if I put that out there, no one's going to steal my spot. So what did they use to secure their parking spots? 701-293-9000. That's a tough one. It's Addison. Any idea? Well, I sent you the answer in Slack.
Bold of you to assume I looked at the answer.
Yeah.
Everything I know about Chicago, maybe the wrong time period. I may be thinking more like 30s or 40s, but I like the answer of a Tommy gun. That seems pretty Chicago.
That would be Chicago.
That would keep me out of the parking spot.
All right. Well, now the phone lines are lighting up. Caller line 1. What's your name?
Harry.
Carrie or Terry?
Harry with an H.
Harry, what's your answer? What's your guess?
Would it be like furniture?
They did. You're 100% correct. They would use either lawn chairs, or they would bring out sometimes their kitchen table set and literally put it on the curb, where the car would have to be parked. Harry, how did you know that by chance?
Well, I had heard about that one time.
Did you?
They called it keeping dibs on their parking spot.
Yep. It's just and it was funny because my sister from down in Arizona sent me that article this morning from way back in the 70s. And first thing I thought of was, this is perfect weather trivia. But I didn't think anybody would get it that quick. Harry, congratulations, and we'll put you on hold here. Addison will get your information. You know where our stations are at. Our station is at, correct?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, perfect. So Addison will get all the information for you, and congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. So, Bridgette, did you have any idea what that? Yeah, they used either lawn furniture or kitchen table. They bring their actual kitchen table out and put it in front of their apartment or their house to secure their parking spot.
Made it way easier when you wanted to picnic in the summer. Just leave it sit there.
Right.
I still want to back up my answer. I feel like that'd be pretty intimidating. Just see a Tommy gun laying out on the side of the street. I wouldn't park there.
I wouldn't either. I like yours. And maybe in the 40s, 50s. Maybe.
That's how they did it in the 30s,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to try. I'd still have to park my pickup and say, really? Really? Is this what you're going to do? I doubt it. I'd be fine with giving it a push. See how it turns out.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, for God's sakes, I'm in Deadwood. You think I'm not going to get risky with a Tommy gun? Let's be honest.
You might leave whatever building you were in, and then your truck's full of Tommy gun holes, and the Tommy gun's gone, though. So it's the risk you take.
It's the risk I take. Sometimes I'm willing to try.
She's a risk taker.
That's right. I mean, I'm going to try to drive back tomorrow when Dean says it's going to be blowing snow across I-94. So, yay for me.
It shouldn't
Can't
be
wait.
it shouldn't be too bad. A lot of the snow has been crusted over, but yeah, you'll see a little bit on the way back, Bridgette. But drive safely. You'll make it.
Can't wait. All right. Some of the things that we are seeing also in the news today. Pivot Bio. They have created their own planter box system for delivery of their nitrogen-fixing microbe along with other crop nutrients. Why is this something rather new? Well, they've announced the launch of this new dry planter box treatment for your nitrogen-fixing technology. Pivot Bio's Proven, which is for corn, and then they have Pivot Bio Certain Dry for cotton, helps farmers with a reliable way to be able to put that nitrogen fixing live microbe that they talk about in their products right down into the soil with the rest of their nitrogen, etc. They've been using planter boxes like this for a while. In fact, there's been some success with a past product called BioCapsule IP, and they have wanted to change over their platform a little bit to more of a crop nutrient platform, and that's how they've created their own planter box system. And they've been working with Meristem in order to accomplish that. So something new to be looking for as you are visiting with your ag retailers about what the coming year might look like. One of the places that you could do that is today is the last day of the North Dakota Ag Association's trade show. That is being held at the Delta. I think they wrap up probably within the hour. So if you haven't had a chance to be there to ask questions about any of your crop inputs, you might want to hustle on over to the Delta and get that accomplished before those folks take off and out of there. Today is also the last day of the South Dakota Cattlemen's Association event, so I'll be heading home after that wraps up. And then next week, we'll get ready to go to the Prairie Grains Conference in Grand Forks. That'll be held on Thursday, and there'll be a variety of breakout sessions. There's a trade show that is held with that event that we look forward to every year. It's truly a good one-day event to attend, and it's put together by the Minnesota Association of Wheat Growers, as well as the North Dakota Grain Growers Association and Minnesota Soybean Research Council. And it's an opportunity to accomplish a lot of business in one place. The trade show is well attended. The breakout sessions are conducted by those who are great experts and authority in the region, and just truly a good place to stop for the day. If you're looking at other events to be attending, December 19th, NDSU Extension is hosting Central Dakota Ag Day, and it's going to be at the Research Center in Carrington, so it's just north of the city of Carrington. They will have also an all-day breakout sessions, a variety of speakers there as well. You will find the agenda for that on the NDSU Extension website, and that's the Central Dakota Ag Day that's going to be held there. One of the things that farmers are looking forward to is this stage 2 of the Supplemental Disaster Relief Program is really moving into its stages of implementation. While stage 1 focused on crop losses for the majority of commodity crops not covered under crop insurance, stage 2 will look at more specialty crops. And additionally, you're going to want to be looking at going back in the 24 and 23 cropping systems. Now, look at the FSA website before you as a farmer are going in. There was a list of, I think, 9 different items that you needed to take with and or sign as part of this process for phase 2. So you want to be prepared. Also, their FSA is recommending that you make appointments because this will take some time to go through all of the paperwork that they have for you. So don't just be stopping in to say hi. You're going to want to make sure you have that appointment and are ready to go. Additionally, we will be joined tomorrow by folks from Peterson Farm Seed. They have been part of our Here We Grow project through 2025. They helped us custom farm 20 acres of hard red spring wheat. We're going to talk about that wheat, but then going forward into 2026, what is on the outlook for Peterson Farm Seed? And I especially want to ask some of those corn disease questions and insects that really took some growers by surprise this year. And also Nick Chido, he's with Curry Ag out of West Fargo. Curry Ag has things like the Big Top Combine Extension. They have the gold cut sections for your header for harvest and more. We'll talk to all of those folks when you join us tomorrow.
All right, and looking forward to that. And don't forget our LRC winter weather outlook coming up on Friday, right after Weather and Ag in Focus as well. So that'll do it today for Bridgette, myself. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Don't go anywhere, though. The Jay Thomas Show, it's coming up next.